Welcome to the Epic Man Podcast, where we let our curiosities and theories run wild and sometimes talk relevant news. I'm Josiah, and with me, my two friends and co-hosts, Ben and Mike. How are you guys doing today?
Well, I just spent a lot of time being handcuffed to a certain person. You don't need to know why.
I mean, I think we can kind of maybe drop a little teaser.
Yeah. I mean,
Go ahead, Ben.
Handcuffed to Michael.
Yep.
For 24 hours.
For freaking 24 hours.
And it's and now we're filming this podcast.
Yeah, literally like right as soon as we were done with that. So yeah. You guys get to see each other once again. Aren't you guys just so thrilled about that?
Nope. Mike had to spend way too much time with me. Way more time than either of us wanted.
And here we are again. Back at it again.
Back at it again.
So what was
I just got to watch.
Yeah, well, you know,
enjoy it.
I'm gonna be watching you guys doing that a lot because I have to now edit the video, and that's gonna be a freaking process, you know.
Oh, poor you.
I mean, you can edit it if you want to, Mike.
I couldn't edit it, and so
well, there you go.
I
put some respect on it, Mike.
Well, I don't have any of that because I just spent 24 hours handcuffed to Ben. Papa Mike's got very little in the tank right now for anybody.
Well, what was your favorite part
of being handcuffed to you?
Yeah,
the part where I wasn't handcuffed to you anymore.
Well, I mean, yeah, obviously that's my favorite part too. But
that's your favorite part too. Yeah.
Well, I didn't like any part of being handcuffed.
Just to let our listeners know, we have no idea what we're talking about. We don't have anything planned for.
Well,
today,
that's what they think.
We're just kind of
silly boys.
We're just shooting from the hip, and well, it sounds like Mike has something planned, but I do have something that I want to bring up because this is kind of like the hot thing right now.
Okay.
You know, everyone on all these different streaming platforms are just going bonkers with views right now because of the whole Warzone event that just took place in Warzone. And because of the new start of the season in Cold War and stuff. So what do you guys think about that? Because we got to kind of experience that together.
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, it kind of started with the whole, total infection of Verdansk and stuff. And then they had to frickin' yeet the whole place.
The map. Yep. And then go back in time.
Somehow.
Time travel.
So, you know, things are getting crazy in Verdansk, and I'm actually kind of excited because this kind of opens up a whole new
element
of what they could do with their map and the whole mode in general.
Well, and with time travel involved, I mean, they could do a lot of stuff. If they're involving time travel in it, they could really do a lot of things. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
However, I think that their execution of these last couple of days has just been a disaster with like a lot of different things, like the server issues and with all those things has been a kind of a struggle bus. Like I like the event. I like what they're doing, but I think some of the event things, you know, like people had to sit and play the event for like an hour before they were able to, you know, do something else. And that was like the only way you could get into 1980s for Verdansk or whatever. So I think that part was just a little bit frustrating. Like it took us a while to get into the game yesterday to even be able to play.
Yeah, but that kind of was like early access in a way.
What do you mean?
Because if you like did good, then and you did the event and stuff, then you were able to go to 1980s Verdansk before it became like an actual like
right
game mode.
Right.
So.
But well, yeah, if you play the event, you get transported there.
Yeah.
No, I meant like trying to actually get into the game.
Oh
like,
yeah.
The server issues trying to get
the servers are trash. So
it's always something that I get frustrated about Call of Duty for is the servers. I feel like that's always been a problem.
I mean, it's a problem with a lot of games. It really is. I mean, that's the thing.
Most recently.
Yeah, that's the thing that turned me off from For Honor, which, you know, had a lot of potential for what they could do with that, but the servers were just so freaking bad in the beginning that eventually, you guys know me, I'm just like, forget it. I'm not going to play this game anymore.
See you later.
Josiah has like literally like an hour to 2 hours of patience with a game.
He does. He really does.
Yeah, just writes it all. I can't even get him to go back and play it again.
I mean, hey, if it's something that I'm going to be spending like hours of my life on or whatever, I want it to be something that isn't going to be a frustrating experience. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. You ready for this?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of schmucky of Activision to just like reskin an old map instead of just releasing a new map.
Oh boy.
I didn't mind that. I
think it's kind of a
snap.
I think it's kind of a like lazy, like, oh, we're this multi-billion-dollar company that has multiple development teams that insists on releasing a new installment of our shooter every year, and then insisted on creating a battle royale version that's extremely popular and is obviously taken off. And instead of just releasing like a new map and like, doing what other shooters like, I mean, listen, what is it, PUBG, which obviously isn't as important, isn't as popular, has like 3 maps, and then like Apex Legends got like a new map in season 2.
Every single time it's even worse than the first one.
It does. That's not the point. The point is these are what these other companies are doing, and then the biggest company with the most success is like, here's a reskin of our old map. I would have personally, like, we got Resurgence and I was like, oh, this is a small map, but it was different. It was like kind of a change up, like, I think this company has the ability and definitely has the manpower to like come out with a new map every season, or come out with like a smaller map in between seasons or something, and like let there be more events. Because I mean, like, how long did we sit with Verdansk? Like 2 years? Something like that.
The game's only been out just over a year.
Okay, then over a year, but I mean, like, people were frustrated with like Verdansk for like, people were just getting like super burnt out on it. I don't know. I think they could have done more than what they did.
I mean, it's still like really popular and stuff. Like,
I mean, the game has 100 million players. I mean, it's a huge game.
Yeah,
but I think that, like, I mean, I even Verdansk is
make that sound like
they were literally
Activision
like
should be doing less.
Well, no, I mean, there were streamers out there. There were streamers out there that were sad, that were going to be sad if Verdansk was gone. I mean, people really do like that map.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good map.
Popular.
We don't have any comparison. There could have been like another map that was better. Like, what if the Ural Mountains was a better map? We don't know because they haven't released a new map.
I mean, and most battle royales don't do new maps. They just continue to revise the map that they have and stuff. Yeah. So. I mean, even Apex Legends, I don't think they have a new map necessarily. They just continue to.
Their maps are very similar to each other.
They have different maps.
They do?
There's King's
they actually
Canyon,
have straight
the
up
first
different
one,
maps.
and then there's 3 maps in Apex Legends now, and I think it's 3, right?
3.
Sure, let's go 3.
There's 3. Yeah, I think there's 3 maps. Each one I've liked less than the first one.
PUBG has 3 maps.
The PUBG I played like one.
Well, those games have been out way longer than.
Right, Apex Legends has been out for almost 3 years, and
which means that Activision has had 3 years to watch the competition do what they're doing.
And you know what game is doing better than the competition? Warzone.
That's because Call of Duty is a massively popular franchise.
Yeah. And
I don't know.
I know, like, Warzone is like the most popular battle royale right now because it's just so good.
I think it will be, and the only game that I could see potentially surpassing it in some respect is Battlefield 6 if they do a battle royale for that. But I don't even know.
Happen.
I mean, it's
really never going to happen, Ben.
So, I wish it would happen. I love Battlefield, so I'd love to see
it's like this, Ben. If somebody next year, this year, released like a big, huge football game that was significantly better than Madden, Madden would still be the most popular franchise because it has been. It would take years and years and years of like constantly proving that they're better than the other competition to maybe surpass like the other people, because that's just how people are. People don't like change. And I think that Activision as a company has shown itself to often be lazy and just like, I mean, the Call of Duty franchise until like Modern Warfare was like on a downtrend, and people were like frustrated with it, and like people are going like, when are you going to do something better than what you've been giving us, because this is not a good direction. And then Modern Warfare like revamped the whole thing, and then they're like, by the way, Warzone, which was literally launched by the popularity of Modern Warfare, everybody wanted to come back to Call of Duty because of it. I don't think that Warzone would be nearly as popular as it is if Modern Warfare hadn't been the hit that it was. And now Activision's like decision is to go back to World War II and be like, cool, hey, we're just doing this thing out here. To be honest, I would have thought that Activision would have said, hey, let's, instead of just releasing another installment that obviously like was much lazier than Modern Warfare because Cold War's multiplayer is trash by everybody's metric. Like, invest more in Warzone. Like, update Warzone constantly.
Well, they've talked about that Warzone is the focus for Call of Duty as a franchise moving forward, and that's how it's going to continue to be. So,
and I think every company and isn't with this next game, isn't the other company involved again? Infinity Ward?
No, not in the next one. It's what's the freaking name?
Well, it was Sledgehammer, but Sledgehammer was originally doing Modern Warfare, and they're freaking garbage.
Well, they did Cold War.
Sledgehammer's doing Cold War.
Yeah.
Right, but Treyarch took that over.
Is Treyarch doing the game this year?
I mean, if Treyarch is doing it by themselves, it might actually be a good game.
Let me look it up here.
So I have no idea. All I know is that the rumor is World War II, but we don't even know that.
Let's see. So the next game of the franchise, this one developed by Call of Duty World War II studio Sledgehammer Games, is reportedly titled Call of Duty World War II Vanguard. Great. So Sledgehammer is doing this one again?
Check this out. You ready for this?
Gosh. What?
A new report for 2021 Call of Duty.
Okay.
Speaking about the game a few weeks ago, industry insider and Call of Duty leaker Tom Henderson called this year's Call of Duty a disaster in the making.
Oof.
Yeah. The reportedly calling it World War II Vanguard is going to be held back so bad by previous generation consoles. But yeah, so they're saying that apparently it's not going well, which is what we've seen from Sledgehammer Games multiple times.
It's never gone well with Sledgehammer. Like, I don't understand why they continue to put them on the rotation, because they're horrible.
I mean, and the truth is, like, I don't really care about the new Call of Duty. I really only care about Warzone at this point with Call of Duty.
But that should be troubling as well.
It's not,
because if they announced if Infinity Ward, not this year but next year, Infinity Ward's like, hey, Modern Warfare 2, I'm going to be excited about that Call of Duty title because I really enjoyed Modern Warfare. I loved the multiplayer. Oh, yeah. I enjoyed the guns. I enjoyed the experience. I even enjoyed the Spec Ops missions, which were like actually kind of hard and interesting. I miss the original Spec Ops where you actually had like missions to go on or whatever. But like, and the actual like storyline and the actual campaign was great. And then we got this lazy, not very well put together multiplayer that is Cold War. And the thing that's the saving grace of Cold War as a game is zombies. And that's literally only because they completely changed up the format of zombies, because they were like, if we don't do something different, like, people are not going to come back to this, you know. But I would much rather there be like, you know, let Infinity Ward do their thing. Like, let what was it, Treyarch or whatever, do zombies. Just have them do a new Call of Duty Zombies mode. Like, every year we're going to get or every other year we're getting a new Call of Duty Zombies game, and then let that be the focus instead of the garbage, awful multiplayer that they keep trying to sell to us, and let Infinity Ward be the one that's rocking the good multiplayer games. Like,
there's reports that Treyarch is working on like a zombies game, like an actual like focused zombies game. So
it's the one thing they're good at. It would be cool to like, you know, we're getting like Infinity Ward is working on like the multiplayer aspect of things. Raven Software is focused on Warzone, and then we'll let, you know, Treyarch focus on zombie games.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, really, like, just build your franchise.
Mm-hmm. I actually, like, I don't hate what Treyarch has done with Warzone, because I think they've actually, like, to me, they've been more transparent with what they're updating and what they're doing in the game. I feel like more than it was even with Infinity Ward at the beginning.
Well, like, I don't think Treyarch's necessarily like really involved.
Whoever's involved in Warzone, 100%. Or either they're learning from their mistakes and they're communicating better now, or they weren't doing that as much before. But I don't know. I have no idea who the top dog is.
My only experience with Treyarch's influence on Warzone is, hey, we just released this really broken gun and we'll fix it in a couple weeks. Good luck. And then they're like, hey, we fixed that broken gun. Are you guys good?
Wait, which gun?
But do you remember the DMR and how broken
the DMR was released from the very beginning? But
they released that gun and it was broken, and then they fixed it, and now we have multiple. Then they broke multiple other guns that were like the broken meta that everybody was pissed about.
And that happened with the Grau and the Bruin
But there were always
a bunch of other guns,
multiple guns that were meta. It was never one gun that destroyed everything and completely dominated the meta like the DMR did.
When the Bruin was out, that dominated the meta. Nobody else was using anything but the Bruin.
The Bruin was fixed in like a week.
No, it wasn't. It took forever to get.
No, it really wasn't.
You know what? Really it took forever to get fixed was the Kilo. The Kilo took so long to get fixed, and that was the meta for months.
That was the only gun anybody was using. It was the only gun that anybody ever used.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like you literally could not push a building without getting killed by the Kilo and the MP5. it was stupid, and I hated it. Like that, I hated that meta more than I hated the AUG and the M16 because at least those got nerfed faster.
You mean the FFAR and the AUG?
Oh, the FFAR is fine. I've never actually had a huge issue with that because there was something that could beat it. I feel like the MAC-10 could beat the FFAR.
Statistically,
for shot off, they can.
Statistically, no.
Yeah,
statistically that is false.
Fights I went into with the MAC-10 that I got beat with the FFAR.
Yeah, statistically you can't because the FFAR had but it was like I don't know 50 more feet of range or some crap like that for damage.
Since then, the FFAR has been nerfed quite a bit. It's been nerfed like 3 times, and it's finally like comparable to some of the other guns.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't really care if there's like some guns that are like really good that are like way better than all the other guns and stuff, but I just don't like it when it's like one gun that's like thing
dominating the meta, which is normally what it is. But with
Ben hates the meta anyway. So
with this new update, what I appreciate though is that it was kind of like I mentioned to you the other day. They brought back some guns that were considered to be garbage and they fixed them a little bit and made them a little bit more competitive. And I really appreciate that. Like the Farah, I thought was a really cool gun, and it just didn't do enough damage. And now they've increased the bullet velocity and they've changed some of the damage specs, so it matches up with like the AMAX and with the FFAR and things like that. And then you've got the Krieg, which was a really cool looking gun, and they had a bunch of awesome skins for it, but the damage output just wasn't very good. And so they changed that one around, and now it's a little bit more of a competitive gun. And people are actually using different guns. Like I mean, there was multiple people playing yesterday. I ran across people using the AK, and people using the Krieg, and people using the FFAR, and people using the AUG, and people using the M16. And that's what I want to see. I love to see that.
That's all I've ever wanted.
Gun diversity. Let's go.
Diversity. That's all I've ever wanted. It's just that for like literally weeks, all we ever saw was the MAC-10 and the FFAR, or the AUG and the FFAR. Yeah, there was no difference. And then they nerfed it. It took them 3 nerfs to finally create diversity within their guns.
Until the Cold War guns came out, I know this is probably a hot take, I don't think there was ever gun diversity in Warzone. There was always one gun that was better than the rest of them, and that people used over anything else. There was always a clear, consistent meta. I can't remember the first one, but I know the Grau was pretty soon after the first one. And then you had the Bruin, you had the Kilo, and then the M13 I don't think was ever meta, but I know it was a highly used gun at one point, just that gun. So I don't think this is the first time I genuinely have seen people using more than 2 different guns. Consistently. I have not seen that before this.
Right.
Just consistently using 2. You had the weird people who were like running an AK or a SCAR, but that was weird. Like that was abnormal. You weren't always just going to see the AK and the SCAR hanging out there. So
hanging out, just having a good time.
From my observation of playing the game, that's what I've seen. But I mean, right now seems the most diverse as far as weapons go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, there's like, people are bringing back a lot of like the rocket launchers and stuff too. As much as I hate that, like they're actually like powerful again. So, it's like you don't really know what you're going to run into right now when it comes to another team.
And all the snipers are really good. You've got the new sniper, which is really good. You've got the SPR, which is really good. And you got that one they just released, the ZRG, which was recently, which was also pretty good. And all of them are viable uses for sniper rifles. Like they're all viable options. And the HDR is still really good.
I just want to use the PPSH. That's all I want to use.
Which is also really good.
Yeah. So, that's all I want. And I'm so happy that they brought it back
and I'm so happy that it's so powerful and it's not, going to get outgunned by other guns. It's going to match up with them.
Balance.
I think as long as there's balance in the game, then it really leaves it up to skill more than anything else. Mm-hmm. That's important.
And I know that Mike hates the 80s themed Verdansk, but I
said I hated 80s themed Verdansk. I felt like reskinning a map is lazier than actually creating a new map with a completely different setting and a completely different like layout versus just like putting new buildings in a map that we already know.
I think they're working on a new map. I really do.
I think that is in the works. I think it has been in the works, but I guarantee you that if they're working on a new map, they want it to be as good as it possibly can be.
Like I mean, it better be if people are going to be spending so much time on it. So, you know, it has to be a good map.
Like Verdansk, I think is one of the best battle royale maps that I've played.
Yeah.
If not the best. I think it's just the most entertaining. It's the most interesting. And I like the whole feel.
There's so many different like terrains and, you know, I guess different types of points of interest and stuff. So it makes it really fun. So
all the stuff they added in this update to the map that they changed around, I thought was really cool. It felt like it made sense that, oh, that's where that would have been back, like, you know.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Years ago. Like, that, it makes sense. You're like, oh, like there, you know, like where that huge part is dug out in Quarry with that big building we used to like to land on.
Yeah.
That's all still being mined out and still being moved. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. I like that a lot. And there's a lot more hills and trees in the background. There's a lot more greenery. The colors pop a lot more.
Pop.
Pop. I don't know. It just looks brighter. And everything, the buildings are well lit. Like they've made a lot of changes that are important that I think a lot of people didn't like how dark the buildings were in the original Verdansk. Like there's the lighting was horrible.
Yeah.
And I just like I said, I like the greenery. I like all that stuff. Like, it's all great.
Yeah, exactly. The interesting thing will be if they do this like World War II game next, which I'm not like excited about at all, to be honest. So I think they're making a pretty bad mistake with that, to be honest. But
they'll find out when it gets released that they made a mistake.
Yeah, so. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that as far as their battle royale and stuff. Will they release like a World War II type of map, which is a possibility?
Cool.
Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool.
Like if they integrate it the same way they did Cold War and they have World War II guns and stuff, I mean, that'd be cool. I'd play it. I'd have fun with it because it's.
Or would they do like a 1940s Verdansk? Just go back another 40 years in time.
That would be wild.
I don't know. Like,
might be kind of cool.
It might be. It might be kind of cool.
Might be kind of cool. We have no idea.
Yeah.
The world is their oyster.
Yeah.
Do whatever they want.
What would you guys like to see them do, like with the new Call of Duty coming up and stuff, as far as like Warzone goes?
I don't know. I'd like to see a World War II map maybe set in Europe somewhere, like in like kind of over near Germany and like places like that. I would like to see that. Maybe.
I'd just like to see a new map.
I think it would be kind of cool if they did like a Pacific type map. Like instead of Europe map, because that's kind of like what Verdansk is. I mean, it's set in like Russia and stuff. It would be interesting to see like more of an islands type of map, sort of like set in the Pacific somewhere or something. You know, where there's a lot more like boat, gunplay and stuff, and like you can travel a lot more on like boats and stuff. Like I think that'd be cool. That was one of the things I enjoyed a lot about Blackout was that there was like a lot of like rivers and water terrain and stuff. So
the only problem I could ever see with that is I don't know if they're ever going to change the engine for Warzone, and I don't know if the water mechanics work as well with that engine, because water's not really a thing in that engine that they built it with, like with Modern Warfare. Like I feel like water, you don't swim ever, so I don't know if that's like a mechanic that they could. I mean, I'm sure they could build it.
I mean, they could build it in there if they wanted to. So
that'd be cool.
I don't think there weren't any of the maps in multiplayer or in Modern Warfare that you could swim in. I don't think
there wasn't. No.
Yeah.
No swimming.
Could you swim in the campaign at all? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Remember.
You do in Cold War.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Treyarch has always had water.
Yeah, they've always done swimming. So
they always have. That's like a common thing.
Yeah.
Stuff. So.
Yeah. Which I mean, I think they could definitely build that into there. It'd be interesting to kind of bring that aspect to it. So
I think I don't really care. Like as long as they don't change the engine and it runs the same way that it always has, I think people would be really weirded out if they all of a sudden like changed the way it worked. Like if they changed it to the system that like Fireteam runs on, and like how your character runs and how your character moves and the plating aspects and everything. I don't think people would like that if they changed it entirely like that. Like
I mean, I hope not. I would hate that.
System.
I would hate that.
So as long as they keep the gameplay system the same, I really don't care too much what they do with it. As if they release a new map, I'll still play it no matter what because I enjoy Warzone.
I mean, they've already put in different mechanics sort of into Warzone with like the pulley ropes and stuff, that type of stuff. Like that wasn't in there originally.
Rappel points.
And then they put those in there. So
they have trolleys now.
Yeah. So it's something they could. It's something they could absolutely do. Swimming would be a little bit more complicated, but they could do it. Right. So.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see.
It'd be cool.
I'm not buying the World War II Call of Duty at all. There's no way.
No, there's nothing about that makes me excited.
After spending money on Cold War, after holding out for as long as I did, I'm like, oh man. I mean, I barely get to play zombies as it is because somebody doesn't ever play with us.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine.
It's totally fine.
No,
I hate zombies, and that's fine.
I'll just I won't spend money on a World War II game, and I'll just keep playing Warzone. And
definitely,
they'll release the reskinned. They'll release the 1920s version of Verdansk and be like, "Hey, bro, you like this?" And I'll be like, "I mean, I guess it's it is what it is, man."
I mean, the cool thing about it is that even if you don't buy the game and stuff, you can still like use the guns and get some of the different stuff with the battle pass. So
and they've committed to doing that, which is really
can't wait. I can't wait for the M1 Garand to come back.
Yes. Carbine more
and be like, cool, man. This gun somehow is out shooting a sniper rifle that was made, with advanced technology and a better time.
Dude, the Garand and the Carbine are legit guns, though.
Nobody ever said they weren't, Ben, but
I mean, for the time they were, but
but they shouldn't be able to outshoot like a gun from with futuristic tech in it at all. Like, it's kind of like, it's still a travesty to me that the Raiden or whatever isn't still one of the best snipers in the game. Like, it doesn't make the thing shoots explosive rounds and they're like, it doesn't do enough damage. Sorry. This Car 98's going to outshoot it. Well, yeah, I dig it. It just doesn't make any sense that the gun that shoots explosive rounds because it's future tech is being outshot by a wooden gun. The gun with a wooden stock on it. They're just like, this Car 98, man. I don't know. It's more powerful.
Car 98 has consistently always been a good gun, though, I think.
I listen, Ben, I am not arguing about the meta. I am saying if you put two guns together, a gun that was made in the 40s and a gun that was made now with futuristic tech that shoots explosive rounds, don't you think the gun that shoots explosive rounds should do more damage? Shouldn't that be like a one shot or
win? I don't know.
It should win.
I'd have to watch people.
It should be able to shoot faster and do more damage. But it's all right. It's fine.
If it shoots explosive rounds, maybe not faster.
Yeah.
I don't overheat. You add an overheat mechanic. Whatever. I don't know. Listen, I don't know your life. I'm just saying. You would think that guns that were built now would be able to beat guns that were built then, but no,
not necessarily.
I guess not. Apparently, it's certainly not the case with the FFAR for months. You couldn't outshoot that gun no matter what you had.
I thought we were talking about real life here.
Well, we are talking about real life, but Mac 10 out shooting an MP7. Today's world, I don't know. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
They literally put duct tape on the handle, and that was their idea of attachments. They were like, put a little duct tape on there, aim down the sights faster with that duct tape, bro. And then the MP7's like, bro, here's a stippled grip tape, and here's an actual a gun attachment to control. And they're like, nah, man, my duct tape beats
that duct tape.
My duct tape beats your stippled grip tape any day. Get out of my face. I'm just interested to see how they're going to incorporate World War II guns into Warzone and make them viable without it seeming ridiculous. Now, the one thing I will say that I am excited for, and I really hope this actually happens, because if it doesn't, they're complete cowards, is to bring back a double-barreled shotgun that just melts people's faces off. Because That's the one gun that I am still to this day salty that they nerfed as much as they did, was a 725, because people bitched and moaned and cried and whined about this shotgun. They're like, it does too much damage. I'm like, it's 2 shots. You know how hard that is to reload this gun with 2 shots and then pop off 2 more shots in a room full of people? They're like, pow, pow. And they're like, no, it's too powerful. Nerf that.
Yeah.
So I want, in World War II, I want my double-barreled shotgun back, and I want it to just melt people's faces.
I literally don't care about that shotgun at all. Just don't.
Of course not, Ben. No.
No.
Go back to your Krieg. Go spend your money on those awesome Krieg skins and be like, look how cool this is. And then when I blow your face off with a double-barreled shotgun, which is how real life works in the first place, shotguns are typically more powerful at close range. Should be able to beat a gun that a guy has to pull up and pull the trigger on. And I'm just like, blah, blah, with 2 rounds, but whatever.
You'll need to get close enough to Ben first.
Yeah.
When he's
If
sniping at
I got a Krieg, you're not going to
get close enough to you. If I come running up the stairs and you don't see me coming, your face should get melted off, and you should not be able to pull up your gun, shoot me before I absolutely destroy you.
I don't know. I mean, shotguns have pretty historically been better than a lot of guns in Call of Duty.
No,
not necessarily that shotgun.
Literally everyone complains about shotguns being too powerful.
I mean, in close range, nobody can beat like my Gallo. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. You shouldn't be able to. It should never be the case. If your shotguns are literally like the Gallows, and those type of shotguns are literally built for one thing: killing a human being. That is what they're designed for, like actual physical designation. There's no other like, oh, you can shoot animals with this and stuff. It's like, no, this thing is designed to kill people. That's what it's for.
Yeah.
And there should never be a time where like my MAC 10, you pull out that shotgun and get the drop on me, my MAC 10 melts you before your shotgun kills me. It should be blam and you're gone. Like, you're dusted.
That's all beautiful and great.
I want my double barrel shotgun back, and I want that thing to just destroy people.
But
maybe it will. Maybe it will happen.
I have to take
it better.
leave.
What? You still got 5 minutes.
No, I got it because I still got to get myself ready to go.
Oh my goodness.
What do you have to do to get ready to go, Ben? Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I gotta get my shoes on.
Gotta get my lipstick on. Gotta get my high heels.
You know what? To be honest, we're just gonna make that the podcast for today. We're just gonna have a nice little Verdansk episode. Yeah. So, Ben, before you go, do you have any final words of wisdom to share, or
words of wisdom?
A weekly recommend?
Don't ever get handcuffed to Michael. It's my word of wisdom.
Oh,
and,
you're so funny.
If you feel comfortable, go see a movie in theaters. Go see Mortal Kombat. Go
support
the movie theaters.
Yeah, go and see it tonight. Pretty excited. So
I'm super excited.
I'm sure we'll all be talking about that next week. So it'll be fun.
Yep, except for Mike. Well, no, Mike probably will be actually.
Except for Mike. Except Mike can watch it whenever he wants.
Mike's gonna watch it on HBO Max though. Cringe.
All right.
I don't have to spend extra money on it. Cringe. And I can eat whatever food I want. Don't have to spend extra on it in the theater. Cringe. I get to sit and watch it from the comfort of my own home.
Bye.
I'll see you tonight.
Bye, Ben. Bye, Ben.
All right. So with that being said, this is gonna completely F up the whole video thing because Ben just left.
The whole thing's gone.
Yeah, so this is gonna be that's gonna be fun. So thanks, Ben. So with that being said, Mike, do you have any weekly recommends or anything for this week?
If you guys haven't seen it, we all saw it as a group yesterday. Nobody was actually a really fun time. I think anybody could enjoy it if you like John Wick. If you're a fan of like Taken, any of those kind of franchises. Bob Odenkirk really showed up and showed out. Dude, for a comedic actor, he did a good job. I was actually surprised at some of the heartfelt like feels that he kind of portrayed, but also the movie is just like balls to the walls fun. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah,
but,
it is ridiculous.
I think it's worth time if you're a fan of if you're a fan of like John Wick or just like fun action movies and stuff. It kind of felt like an old school like callback to just like one of those action movies, you know?
Yeah.
So that's my recommendation for this week. I also recommend go check out Epic, man. You know, we're doing this content for you guys. We love you guys. We want you to guys be happy, and we appreciate all our listeners. And if you like fun content, we got more fun stuff coming to Epic, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. Our next video is going to be wild. So make sure you stay tuned for that.
Wild.
And they're only going to get crazier. So
my man Josiah he's an animal.
Yeah, we're making it happen. We're making it happen. So, yeah, nobody was going to be my recommendation too.
Yikes!
Because
stole that right out from under me. Snatched.
So for my recommendation, what am I going to recommend?
If you recommend Blade Runner 2049, I'll leave.
I would never do that.
Nope. Ben missed out on his little mention.
I thought
of
he was about to. I thought he was like, my
Blade Runner 2049
that I'd like to recommend to you guys. It'd be go watch Blade Runner 2049.
Nope, he missed out on it. He missed out on his nasty little cameo slip-in of his one.
Yeah, no
stupid...
giant sloth. Nice.
No, that's what he gets.
That's a pog moment right there for the chat or for the podcast.
The listeners, they don't have to listen to him talk about that thing again.
Freaking giant sloth. Get that out of here.
Hey.
You know what? I don't know. I don't know what to recommend.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Actually, you know what? I recommend I'm going to recommend something totally unique this week.
Okay.
I'm going to recommend that everyone go check out. If you're into not everyone's into this, but if you're into rap music, I'd like to recommend that you go check out my boy Tom McDonald. I don't know if you guys have listened to him or not, but he has a lot of really, really good music, and he is absolutely on fire right now. He is just growing more and more successful by the day. A lot of his music videos are just like totally just killing it on YouTube right now. And he has a lot of really good music because he is a rapper that is calling out a lot of the nonsense that's going on in the culture right now. He's anti-woke in a lot of ways, and he has a lot of really good stuff to say in his music. So yeah, it's good stuff. So I recommend going to check that out and see what you think. So yeah, that's my recommend.
Boom.
With that being said, that's going to be it for this week. Thank you everyone for coming out and listening, and please leave a review, subscribe, a like. Any of that stuff is really helpful. A comment, we appreciate it all. Thank you so much, everyone, and we will catch you next week. Bye.
Bye.